John, the show started. No audio, man. Are you effing with me? No audio. Turn the soundboard on. What about the battery in the microphone? Let's see. Nobody's hearing you, man. Do you have it on mute locally?
Oh, I got it.
Nope.
I got it. I got it here. Okay. It's probably working better now.
You letting the kids operate the soundboard for you?
No. I had it going through my little road here.
Oh.
My lav mic, and there was nothing there, but everyone should be able to hear us now.
Yes.
Sorry about that, guys. You should be able to hear me now. Sorry, I got my Rode, I got my DJI stuff hooked up. I have my Rodecaster Pro, and I have another like 4 freaking mics hooked up to this computer.
Someday I'll unbox my Rodecaster Pro.
DJ, you've had it for almost a year now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Set it up, dude. You will sound so much better.
Maybe.
100%.
Alrighty. So what's the news, Crumpy?
Okay, so I am working on a few different things here.
Did you say few or few?
Few. Well, okay. Few and few. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. I got another story, an exclusive coming out at the end of this week, probably sooner than the end of this week. Probably gonna finish writing it tomorrow, submit it for editing, and it should be Thursday or Friday, so end of the week, I guess. Okay, well, never mind. I do have a story coming out tomorrow, and that story we're going to discuss today, and this is a big one. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, a 3-judge panel, ruled that bump stocks, the rule of litany applies to the bump stock rule. Therefore, the bump stock rule is null and void, and remanded the case back to the district court to issue a decision that is consistent with the circuit court's ruling, which is a little bit different than what they said in the 6th. I mean, the 5th. And one of the questions that is going to come up, and I know it will come up because you guys are a smart audience, and that is if the state, meaning the federal government, is going to ask for an en banc hearing. And I think that they will ask for an en banc.
So en banc means a full court, not just
but they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it.
Now, the 5th district, was that a Chevron deference decision?
No, the 5th was not Chevron. There's no Chevron in either one of these cases.
Oh, okay.
I just want to go into why they're not going to get a en banc hearing. Right now, it's 7-7. So we know, like, when GOA brought their case, what judges are going to vote not for Chevron, and some of the justices, some not just some of the judges that voted for it are gone. So it will be a 7-7 split, which means that they won't get it right there. But even if Biden does, if he has like a couple openings, if he does put a judge on there, be it an 8-7, so you think, oh my God, he'll get Chevron, but not Chevron. He says, oh my God, it's going to go en banc. That's not the case, because the two senior justices that rule this will get a vote on it, and that will be 9, like a 9-8 against granting an en banc hearing. So it's getting remanded down. It's just not going to go en banc. I would be very surprised if it goes en banc. So now we got another circuit split. So we have two saying bump stocks are machine guns and two saying that bump stocks aren't machine guns. This didn't go as far as the case in the fifth. The fifth, they also ruled that it violated the APA. They didn't rule on the APA. They said that
So APA, Administrative Procedures Act.
Administrative Procedures Act. The rule of litany states that anytime a law is ambiguous or unclear, the courts have to interpret that law for the defense. Basically, any criminal case, in any criminal law, that is, they have to interpret that law that's favorable to the defense.
Could that apply to another case we were following recently?
Not. I mean, if it goes all the way up there, yeah, but I mean, it's gonna have to go to the circuit court.
Okay.
And that's criminal, so it wouldn't do it. But yeah, that there is an argument there. You're talking about the auto key card case. There is an argument there, and I'm going to pass the link out for Justin and Matt in a little bit. Just it's Gibson Go /free CRS and Gibson Go /Justin Irvin are the two sites you can give to both guys. I talked to Justin's dad today. We'll get into that later on, but I just want to stick on this right now. So what they ruled is that the rule of litany applies here because the machine gun status is ambiguous, so you have to interpret a bump stock as not being a machine gun.
Interesting.
So, and it didn't, like in the Cargill case, when Michael Cargill is a friend of the show, the circuit court ruled in en banc that the district court has to rule in favor of Cargill and issue appropriate relief. In this case, the judges said that the district court has to rule consistent with their ruling with the rule of litany. But so it's not as strong as what the fifth said, but it is a good thing. I don't want to diminish that. Another thing, Hardin.
Right, it's a win.
This isn't a case brought by any gun group. This is a guy, Hardin.
Really? So it's not FPC, GOA.
No.
Wow.
Well, what they could end up doing is saying that this only applies to Hardin, and since there's no organization on the case, then they can just restrict it to him.
Well, that's
so we'll have to
crazy.
see what's going to happen here. They're going to take their time.
But that happened. Was it 80% Arms had a similar thing where it was just them?
Well, a lot of them do. 80% Arms, Polymer 80 has that. There's a bunch of different cases. That's going to get tossed out. I know that. So right now, that is a good thing. There is the 10th in the District of Columbia ruled that bump stocks are machine guns, and the 5th and 6th have now ruled that the bump stock rule overexceeded the boundaries of what the ETF can do. I would not go scuba dive and pick up my bump stocks quite yet. You got to remember the Sixth Circuit decision was also stayed depending the Supreme Court granting or denying certiorari or writ of certiorari or writ of cert. So that is going to get stayed, and I think that this judge is probably the district judge will probably stay this until the Supreme Court rules on the writ of certiorari. First, they're going to try to get an en banc hearing. That's probably going to get denied, and then they're going to try to do a writ of cert. And
Gotcha.
now the Supreme Court definitely is going to have to take it up.
Now, how soon will they take it? I guess is the next question.
Next session or the session after. So we're probably like 1 to 2 years out. 1 on the short end, 2 years out on the long end of bump stocks. The bump stock rule either being affirmed as constitutional or getting knocked down as unconstitutional. With Bruin, I think it probably will get knocked down as unconstitutional.
Right.
By the time it gets
Bruin
there,
decision,
there's
so
gonna be
Clarence Thomas decision,
they're
state
gonna-
of New York.
Yeah, there's going to be several attempts to pass a federal law, probably
Federal law to
banning
do
bump
what?
stocks.
Banning bump stocks.
And again,
I mean, we covered this yesterday, so we had a great guest yesterday. He wrote the book at Fat D, which is the
literally wrote the book, and he literally wrote the decision that bump stocks are not a machine gun. If you haven't seen that, that was a freaking fantastic podcast. It was eye-opening. He had a lot to say because he knows the ins and out of Fat D. He ran Fat D. He wrote the bump stock determination that determined it wasn't a machine gun. He wrote the manual.
So you're saying Rick would be a great witness for a case to determine what a machine gun was or wasn't, is what you're saying.
He definitely would be. Right now, how will this affect the Hoover case right now? It won't. And bump stock and auto key card are two separate things. So even if they rule in the Supreme Court says the bump stocks are not machine guns, it doesn't affect the case on the surface.
Realistically, Bruin has more of an effect than anything.
Yeah, because this case is being affected by the rule of litany. Well, this case is not even being affected by Bruin; it's being affected by the rule of litany. And they can argue the same thing at their district court, but also that would be argued in the 11th, which I don't have any confidence in whatsoever. So if this is being argued in the 6th or the 5th, then I would have more confidence in it, or even the 8th. So that's somehow I would try to get the case up into Wisconsin. I would try my damnedest.
You mean Wisconsin, where Matt should have had his case because they never left Wisconsin?
Yeah, I mean, I would do anything possible to get it in Wisconsin. You know, because I don't want it in the 11th. Whatever, I do not want it in the 11th. That's bad. So
are there any more cases coming up soon, or is this
for bump stock? I mean, I think this is it.
Okay. What are the next cases coming up in the two-way world we need to be watching?
And all the cases surrounding the Second Amendment Foundation case in North Dakota, the FRAC case in North Dakota, the GOA case in Texas are the ones all dealing with pistol braces, and then you have all the other cases surrounding frames and receivers that are going on in Texas that are working their way through. And then you have the New York case with Rare Breed.
Gotcha.
So those are the cases that I am watching. I'm watching a lot more, but those are the sexy cases, I guess you could say. There's a lot of cases, but those are the sexy cases. But yeah, it is a good day. We're winning. Like a few years ago, kind of funny. I keep on thinking about this. There was an article about how the anti-gunners are winning all these cases, and how the pro-gunners have a penchant for losing cases. And then Bruin happened.
Yeah.
And now they're all like, no. I want to find that article. I gotta find it. I've been looking for it. I'm gonna find
Who
it.
wrote that
Right.
article? Was
I
that on
cannot remember where it
Vice.com?
was. So I'm gonna have to look it up and find it, and do a follow up to the article and contact them for like comment.
For comment on like, how you feeling now?
Yeah. Oh, we also want to talk about a website that we're launching.
There's a website?
The one that we're launching.
We're launching a website?
You should have got an email with the login information.
Oh, frick. All right. Well, I've been busy. I didn't look at my email yet.
Earlier on today. We're launching Auto Keycard 2, which is not up quite yet, but it will be up once Rich gets it going. And that will have links to Amazon wish list, how to help the guys out, how to write the guys. What we're gonna do is they're gonna be a PO box, and if you want to write Matt, you're gonna email the PO box. It will be screened by Matt's wife just to make sure, because what comes into him could get him into trouble, and we don't want people to taking the opportunity to do that. So you'll be able to write Matt through a PO box, then it will be forwarded to Matt and Justin, whoever.
You sure you sent me an email, Crumpy? Because I'm looking.
If not, I'll resend it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it should have went automatically to you.
Okay.
If not, we'll send it to you. So that's gonna go on. What else is going on, Rich?
Just working my tail off to get the word out there about the Give Send Go accounts or Give Send Go sites.
There is one guy I got to get back to, and if you're watching, I'm so sorry. There is a company out there that is willing to do a donation to Matt and Justin for every product sold.
Oh wow! Well, that's crazy.
I have to get back to him. I just haven't had a chance.
So I got to tell you, I have there's John has some connections. Erica has been talking to other people. Brandon Herrera has been in direct contact with Erica, and Brandon did a video on this, and he posted the Give Send Go. So that's real good. So there's Mr. Guns and Gear did a video, and he posted the Give Send Go. So all of that's really good. So we're getting a lot of traction here, and it's really greatly appreciated.
Yeah. Emacs Tactical is going to do something for us.
And what do they sell?
Ammunition and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. Everybody needs ammo.
Yeah. Emacs Tactical, and it's going to be code Liberty CRS. I mean, I would say the full website, but YouTube doesn't like that. But Liberty CRS. But on the website, you're going to find all links to everything else like that.
So on the website we're putting up, which we can tell them the left part of it, so it's Auto Keycard 2.
Yeah. Yeah, and they saw a lot of really cool stuff. They saw like explosive shotgun shells, dragon's breath type stuff, breaching rounds, tracer rounds,
Oh, very cool.
armored piercing, 12 gauge rounds, flashettes, like really cool shit.
So, from my understanding of the rules of what you can send people like Justin and Matt in their current situation, you can't send them deck pictures.
Yeah, do not send them deck pictures.
Yeah, right. So,
Do they have black tip 50 BMG? Maybe, I don't know. Like it's gonna be 50%. So we will see. They actually have incendiary 40 cal and 45 cal rounds in 9mm.
incendiary?
Yeah. So if you want to take your self-defense to a whole nother level.
I mean, if there's zeppelins you need to shoot down, that would be.
Yeah. Okay. How many circuit courts? 4. So it's 2-2 now.
2 for, 2 against.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're gonna do that. But yeah, so there's a lot going on in the 2A world right now. It's been insane. What is this? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm just looking through my tip box. There's a bunch of tips in there.
Like a tip jar? You talking about? What are you
No,
talking about?
like news tips, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rich, I want to shout you out for doing everything that you have done for CRS.
I'm just trying to be a good friend. That's I would say I'm not doing a whole hell of a lot. I'm doing just what any other person should be doing.
No, you're
And
doing a lot. You're doing a lot. And I think you need to be recognized for that.
thanks. I mean, I appreciate it. I don't need recognition. It is appreciated though. We're all of us, me, you, Dark, we're on the phone with Erica a lot, giving her support because this is hard for her. Matt's getting adjusted to his hopefully temporary living situation. This is day 5 that Matt is behind bars. I'm just, I'll get all twisted up inside if I think about it too much, because all Matt, I spent a day with him at his house. All he wants to do is, do YouTube videos. Like his routine was, I know he gets up early. I don't know how early, but his routine, his, daily routine would be do video YouTube work till noon and then just hang out with his family, his wife and his kids, be a daddy and be a husband. And, that was his day. And, it was like a great lifestyle. It's not like, Matt has any kind of exorbitant, fancy lifestyle. He just lives lean and was able to support himself on YouTube and, basically live a semi-retired lifestyle, basically. And it just breaks my heart. Here's a guy that, is involved with his kids, involved with his wife, and all he wanted to do was be left alone. I love that line from Legally Armed America. Just left alone, do his stuff, and pay the bills. And that's thank you ATF. I bet if Matt turned on Justin, that he would have been given immunity and nothing would have happened to him.
Yeah, I bet you're right, but he wouldn't do it.
And vice versa. Justin, I'm sure they made that offer to either guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it just breaks my heart, man. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do something against my better judgment.
You're gonna
and
bring Dark on again 2 days in a row?
no, we're gonna do an open stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Since they're not broadcasting to 2,000 people like Rich did one time.
That shut up the troll.
Yeah. It's a
Like, dude,
call-in
come
show
on,
now.
come
Let's
on.
see if we got any Britney Spears fans again.
Free Britney. No, it's leave Britney alone.
How long do you think, realistically, if they improve with good conduct? I'm hoping under 10.
Uh, Look,
And I know
Matt's
that
not a
sounds like a
danger
long
Tay.
time, but it could be a lot worse. If you guys want to join, I put the link out there.
Should I call Mike Night Strike? Say, hey man. Let's see.
Yeah, hopefully it's under 10.
In all reality, they should just put him on house arrest. Give him an ankle monitor while he's waiting. Because he's not a threat to anyone.
No. No, well, what they do is, what are you doing, Rich?
I'm calling Mike Night Strike.
Your call has been forwarded.
Damn, I got voicemail.
Yeah, what they do is they say, "Hey, we'll do this. Give you 2 years if you agree not to appeal."
Whoa!
That's what they do.
I would be go burn in hell.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm not sure. I've never been to federal prison. I'm not sure how federal prison works. Fortunately, I've been fortunate enough not to.
You've completely avoided federal prison.
Yeah. Yeah, I have totally avoided. Uh, I have totally avoided federal prison. I totally. Mike, Mr. Guns and Gear did a great video on the whole situation.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people did really good videos. So yeah, Brandon Herrera, the AK guy, he did a good video. Mike, let's see, Jared Guns and Gadgets did a video. Paul, Legally Armed America.
Even the Yankee Marshall, who I
Yeah,
don't
Yankee
really
Marshall,
like his
sure.
show too much or his channel too much, but he did one on it too.
I'll tell you what, I've got a beef with him on some things, but you know what? When it comes down to the real important stuff, Yankee Marshall's a good guy.
He just doesn't understand a lot.
I
He talks.
he likes to stir things up, and that's my job. I don't know if he knows that or not, but
No, I don't know. He thinks he has a greater understanding of the legal system than.
but yeah, Yankee Marshall was good on Matt.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people out there's a butt ton of videos coming out. Johnny B.
Four
Yep.
Boxes Diner
Four
did
Boxes.
probably the best video on it out
Yeah,
there.
it's like 30 something minutes.
He
So
breaks
yeah,
down everything.
yes.
Jeff Knox wrote an article today over at AmmoLand about the injustice going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't read that.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, TGC should do a video. Yeah, they probably will.
I don't know. I don't have. I mean, I know John Patton and stuff. I just don't have a lot of contact with him. As much as some of the other guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
so Gary says Yankee Marshall takes controversial stances. I I had him, Hank had something going on, and I just stopped watching Yankee Marshall. But I gotta say, on real important stuff, when it comes to being a good guy, the Yankee Marshal does step up to the plate, and he does a good job.
Yeah, I mean, just, I don't know. I think that you need, I get the whole stick of trying to be controversial and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
sometimes
Well,
there's when
and
you
look, everybody has a different financial situation. Like Grumpy and I, our main gig is not YouTube. I don't make money on YouTube. That's not the way I support myself. Other people, that's their bread and butter. And if they have, stuff stirred up and the fur's flying and people are tuning in because of that, maybe that's how they make stuff work.
Yeah, Coke
I don't
Man
know. I'm
did
not.
do a video on it, but it was effing ridiculous
Who is
and
that?
totally wrong. It's a dude named Coke Man.
Oh,
He's
okay.
probably a cokehead.
Yeah, I did go through, I've been just scrubbing through YouTube, looking at all the videos out there. Sticks and Hammer 6666 did a video on Matt Hoover.
That was a
With,
good one.
yeah, I was, he got most of everything right. And I was like, yeah.
Tim
So,
Cass even talked about it. Tim Pool's talking about it.
So that's a big deal. So are you going to be on OAN, One American News, and talking about this?
Yes, I will be tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay. So
Tomorrow
you
night.
do what? Wednesday spot?
No, it just depends on gun stuff.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could have done it today or yesterday, but I just had too much going on.
So now at Fox News, there's an opening, and I heard that they're moving everybody down 1 hour, which leaves a spot open where Greg Gutfeld was. Does that mean you're going to be taking over?
No, I'm not taking over there. I know some people that are in the running, but I'm not going to really talk about that too much because none of it's public. And I don't want
to. So they haven't announced that DLD After Dark's in the running for Tucker Carlson's spot. Is that what I'm understanding? You can neither confirm nor deny
Carter
that.
Fast says, Trump, you need to get on Timcast. Stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say. Stay tuned. No, but the Tucker Carlson thing,
I can't imagine you on Timcast.
No, I mean, I think there's some people in the running that I know, or in the running to go to Fox News because, they have, Tucker's gone, so they're shifting everyone around, which means that they're going to be openings at certain locations. So even if they don't get the Tucker spot, they have a chance of getting one of the other spots because other people moving there. So I don't want to ruin any of my people that I know. I wouldn't say friends, but people that I know's chance.
All right. So Arizona Infidel has a question on the Matt Hoover case. Is there any
there is post-trial motions that can be made. Do I know if they are going to be made? I don't know. I would assume that they are, but I have no more information you guys do. The motion to motion for acquittal on which means Ortenis is a term meaning do you want to explain Ortenis? You want me to explain Ortenis?
Wait, what are we explaining?
Ortenis.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Okay, Ortenis is like I make a oral argument for a motion of acquittal to the judge. That's what was made. That was denied, but it was thrown out without prejudice, which means they can make another argument, a written argument, a briefed motion for acquittal.
Yeah. So whenever anything is with prejudice, that means you can't bring that up again. That's not happening.
So it was thrown out without prejudice, so they can do they can file a brief, which they'll file a brief, and the state will have a chance to file a brief in opposition for the motion of acquittal. then the judge will take everything, look over everything, and make a ruling. The judge has been pretty fair. It's still a long shot, but it's not 100%.
Not that I have a transcript of the trial, but I can't see anything where I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe the judge did that.
No, the judge has been pretty fair. I will say that. Prosecutor, she's evil. And she knows she's evil.
I agree with you, Crump.
Hi, I know you're watching the show.
I agree. And let's make sure we don't get anyone jammed up on that. That because we think somebody's actions are evil doesn't mean we want ill to occur to that individual.
No, I pray for them. They're just evil.
And likewise, my wife, and myself. I mean, and I don't mean to get too choked up over this because I can do that in a heartbeat. I lost my mom to cancer. I mean, we all lost somebody to cancer.
I'm not even talking about her cancer diagnosis. I don't wish her ill at all on that. I pray for her.
I don't wish anyone ill.
No. I pray for her. I want her and her family. To have a good time, but as a mother, I don't know how she can look in the mirror and be like, I'm going to put these guys away for a victimless crime that hurt no one, that has no chance of hurting anyone. I'm going to put them away for it.
Yeah, and that's the thing that amazes me. Like we talk about victimless crime. So conspiracy, victimless crime. This transfer of machine guns, victimless crime, and the structuring.
Structuring is what really blows me up. Basically, they argue that it's structuring because he could have taken a cashier's check or waited for the money.
And Dark and I, both after Silicon Valley Bank failed, we went to the bank and we took out a large sum of money. And we got the same questions. And it's funny because Dark did it before me and told me what questions I asked him. It's like, well, what do you do for a business? And I said, I'm a cloud engineer. And it was like, that kind of just threw a stick at her spokes. It's not like, I run Pornhub.com. What was she going to look me up? Because apparently
we just got demonetized. Thank you, Rich. that's a term that will get you demonetized right away.
Well, you should have shared the list before the show. So that's apparently what they did is when Justin was looking to take out the money, he's like, I run a website, and the teller looked it up.
Well, it was that's not how it happened. I want to be clear on how it happened. What happened was Justin wanted when he also had a check from made out to autokeycard.com.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to cash it, and they're like, you can't use your personal account to cash your business checks.
Okay, right.
And he got in a little tiff with the tailor, and the teller, and the teller looked up his website. So that is how that happened.
Yeah. So the teller called a friend that was an ATF agent, and he referred her to the, Jacksonville office. And that's how this was up and running.
It was a Karen. Actually, I think her name was Karen, but it's kind of funny. I'm kind of dead serious.
Doesn't it usually have the initials of the person? Because I guess in the court transcript or so, it would say teller K. I'm
not saying her name. I just think her name is Karen. Okay, yeah. So that was interesting. It's been a very interesting week. Lessons about I was on Hank Strange last night with Safety Harbor Firearms.
And Patrick.
Patrick is very opinionated on the whole entire subject.
Yeah, I wasn't in for the whole thing, but I was in the peanut gallery for a little bit of that.
Yeah, I couldn't stay on the whole entire time, but I was just like, wow. Wow. But yeah, there might be some surprises coming out soon. Not that I know of any, but there might be. Oh,
Like
I
Cracker
am
Jack
doing
toy surprises? What are we talking about, Crump?
I'm doing an article later on. I will give you guys a little sneak peek, but not too much so about Brady's operations and how they use FOIAs to a detriment of the gun industry.
Hmm. Now, is this coming from you foiling the FOIAs?
Yeah, it's more FOIAs of the FOIAs of the FOIAs.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see about that. It's good. I just want to take a little break, man. I just want things to slow down.
Well, you know how to make things happen is, go on vacation.
Well, I was gonna go to Europe for the summer, but I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore.
No, you're Crumpy. You're
My
vacation.
father-in-law is not doing too well, so
Oh, that.
we're
Okay,
probably
yeah,
gonna
I've been
stick around. But
having it.
originally, we were supposed to go to Europe for the summer.
Okay.
I was gonna be on the Italian countryside, just chilling.
So yeah, Terry and I were hoping to join you there. Hang out.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. It still could happen, but I don't see it happening. But if was the trinket a pin holder? There was a bottle opener one. There was a pin holder one. They made a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. So wasn't part of the definition of a machine gun is something that's solely to make a semi-automatic operate fully automatic? Is that part of the legal?
If it's a single part, but that they claimed that the Lightning Link was two separate parts that were in the auto key card.
So now, is NATO on high alert if you go to Europe? True or false?
Dude,
You only have to notify the State Department, not NATO, correct?
no, it's
Or
not
you
a
can't
State
talk about
Department.
that.
It's
You can't talk about
OPM, man. OPM.
OPP.
OPM. No, OPM. Seriously, it's OPM. Office of Personnel Management.
Mhm.
At least that's who I had to notify when I worked for State Department and stuff. I think it was OPM. Yeah, if you don't know, if you work for the government, which I used to work for the State Department and stuff like that, I was a consultant for some agencies,
So
different
Crump was
agencies.
overseas murdering people, just letting it out of the bag.
No, I was not overseas murdering
Crump was
people.
murking people overseas.
No, I
And that's what everybody would say that was murking people
I
overseas.
consulted for a few different intelligence agencies, and if once you traveled, since I consulted for them, and I had a top secret SCI clearance with full scope poly, I would have to, even if you have a secret clearance, you have to notify them of where you're going out of the country. So
Before you murder people overseas.
no, and you only get to travel with your blue passport, not your black passport.
Mhm.
You know what that is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have diplomatic immunity with the black passport.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. So when you're traveling for the government, for sometimes they will give you the black passport. Which I'm not saying I had to travel for them because I never traveled for them overseas, but if I did, I would have to have a black passport. Also, I've only got to use my blue passport.
DW says I would gladly trade bump stocks for Matt Hoover not to be guilty, right?
So would I. Yes, I'm a Fed.
Former Fed.
Did you work out of like a little spot north of Culpeper? I've been there. Yes, you actually have to, dude. That facility in Culpeper, I'm gonna like, is kind of really tricky because like if I had to go out there, I would have to go to Alexandria, pick up a ride in a federal vehicle, and to call into the facility in Culpeper because you couldn't drive your personal car onto the facility.
Oh, that's crazy.
Part of the facility, at least. Part of this facility you could, but there's part of you couldn't. It's really freaking bizarre. Yeah. Oh, it makes him a 50 cent. Yeah. Name 5 6. No, I was not. I mean, I never done anything. Dude, I was like a tech guy, right? I was a tech guy for the consulting for the government. I never worked directly for the government. I consulted for the government. It was on encryption and stuff like that. I don't know.
So, were you or were you not on Janet flights going to Area 51?
No, I've never been to Area 51, never been on a Janet flight, even though it's very interesting. If you don't know, they fly a plane called Janet Airlines from LA, I think it is,
On
to
Mark
Area 51
737s
every
daily.
daily back and forth. And that's how they get the employees out to Area 51. And it's Janet Airlines. It's a plane, a white plane with a red stripe, I believe it is. You guys are terrible, man. And the state, NSA, DHS are the organizations I consulted for. No, I think it's LA. Janet flights are from LA, right?
I thought they were from Vegas.
Or maybe that. I'll have to look it up.
I think from a private terminal in Vegas. So.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Harry Reid Airport.
Yep.
Sorry. You guys are right.
So I don't know any CIA drone operators, but I don't know
I do.
the guys that I know that operate drones who they work for.
I knew a guy that used to be a CIA drone operator.
I know several military drone operators.
Yeah, well, he was a military drone operator. And then when he got out, he worked for the CIA. They sit in a little freaking, like, it's really interesting. They sit in a
Cargo
little
container.
Yeah. There's actually 2 drone operators. There's one that takes it off and then takes off from there. Top Gun is on an island now. It's no longer in where was it at? Damn, where the hell was Top Gun at? Oh god. It's on North Island now, but it was Miramar, California. Rich is either shocked or he's trying to hide his mouth so no one can see what he's saying. 2A EDU, what is up, friend? Obama judge denied TRO and PI for Cook County and yes, you're right. The Illinois thing is going to be fight. We still got a big fight with all these different things. Whether we win or lose, I don't know.
2A EDU, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, my wife was Air Force.
Is it? She's not still Air Force?
No.
Oh, okay.
She did it in a service transfer.
Yeah, I did get a call from my CIA handlers telling me to shut up.
Yeah, no. I would not want to be in that life with the CIA. I mean, I grew up with that. My stepdad that has passed away was special activities division guy for the
So
CIA.
he would disappear on a regular basis, and you were
Yeah,
told not to talk about it.
Yeah. So he was literally a spy.
So basically, John lives in Spookville.
Yeah. Well, it was most of my friends, like their parents were like all like that too. So, and I think no, seriously, and I think that's why, like me, this guy named Kevin, my friend Josh, I think that's why we all bonded is because we're like, oh, your dad's gone. Yeah, he's been gone for a couple weeks. Okay. We know not to say, hey, where'd he go?
End of conversation. Yeah, military vehicles don't have keys. Just want to let people know.
What's that?
Military vehicles don't have keys.
No, they don't have buttons.
Ting Ting was talking about the keys to the F-35. Yeah.
They have buttons, and the reason why is because if you're getting shot, you want to get the fuck out of
You want to push the start button and go.
You definitely do want to do that. That's why if you buy a Hummer, you can buy Hummers freaking cheap as hell from the government.
Yeah, but getting them road legal is another issue.
Totally. That's why they're cheap.
So is that why, let's see, Jeff from Gear Report has a Prius and a Hummer?
Maybe. None of Safety Harbor firearms have keys. I'm going to go steal it.
I was going to say, that Oshkosh truck there.
Freaking like military vehicles everywhere.
Yeah.
How do you prevent people from stealing that?
Yeah, Poulter has a tank at his house also. I think if you're known in town as the guy that builds 50 cals, probably people don't F with your stuff.
I got to get one of his 50 cals.
Yeah, you do. Mind you, there were 6 things that went through my mind that I can't say, but.
Oh, by the way, F-35 with touchscreen. I want you to tell people about the F-35, the helmet system.
Oh, well, I forget what the technology is called, but there's 6 cameras around the plane. So the helmet, basically you're flying Wonder Woman's glass plane. You can look down and see through the floor of the plane, look around, and so you have visual everything. So the helmet has a whole HUD system built into it with all sorts of data and 360 view. So
why doesn't the F-22 have that?
I don't know that the camera system was developed when the F-22 was being designed.
And if the F-22 is so much more advanced than the F-35,
well, it is and it isn't. It's more stealthy. The other thing that's unique about the F-35 is the B version, the carrier-based one, is a single engine. Virtually all carrier aircraft are twin engine, and the Air Force typically is the only one with somebody like the F-16 that sports a single engine aircraft.
Do you know why they didn't use? I've seen Top Gun Maverick a lot.
You watch it several times a week. What are you talking about?
You know why they didn't use F-35s in that?
Because they couldn't get clearance to do it.
They could not get clearance. They wanted to do it. And the government said, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
All F-35s are single engine. That is true.
Yes.
They got one out. They got one. If you want to go look at one, they have one out here, Rich.
Where's that?
Uvard Hazy. It's about 5 minutes away from my house.
I got a picture. So I'm going back more than 15 years with my plane parked in front of an F-22 at Islip and North Airport.
Nice, but yeah, they have it. They have it, so you can go take a look at it. I mean, they got it roped off.
Mm-hmm,
and I'm sure all the top secret parts are long gone.
Well, that was the most disappointing thing is the Intrepid aircraft carrier museum in New York. They have an SR-71 on it, and like the engines are pulled out. So the thing is like scuttled. It's really
Hey
not
man,
that interesting.
at the same place they have the F-35, they have a SR-71 with still the engines and stuff.
Oh yeah, is that the one that set the speed record?
Yes, it flew to Dulles. I was there the day when it landed when I was a
Oh
kid.
yeah.
Seriously,
That's crazy. That's very
I
cool.
got that. My parents let me. My mom pulled me out of school so I can go to the airport, and there you could actually go into the terminals. And we went to the terminals and watched it land. It's just like when the space shuttle flew in.
Oh yeah, on the
Yeah.
747, you mean?
On the 747, yeah.
So I was actually, let's see, two airplane
Oh, they got a space
Republic.
shuttle at the same place where they got the F-35 and the SR-71 too.
So I was
And a
at
Concorde.
Republic Airport for the last
And the Enola
F-14.
Gay.
I was at Republic Airport for the last F-14 landing there. They were built on Long Island, not at Republic, but what the heck was the airport? It's now a housing development.
They got an F-14 there too.
And I was in the VIP section when Spaceship One flew on its first space shot, and I was a few feet away from Richard Branson.
Nice.
And that's a whole nother story.
Nice. No, but it's called the Uvard Hazy. It's part of the Air and Space Museum. They have the downtown Air and Space Museum, but Uvard Hazy is where they have all the big stuff.
No, they couldn't fit at the Smithsonian.
Yeah, it's giant hangars. Like they have F-14s, F-35s. They have the Concorde, the SR-71, the Enola Gay, the Space Shuttle Enterprise. They have really, really cool stuff.
So the Enterprise didn't go to space. That was just for the piggyback trials. So it was
Correct.
really a mock-up.
Correct. But they have really, really cool stuff.
So 2A EDU says he has piles of Mosin bayonets. Okay.
Dude, I got some too. I actually put a hole in my ceiling in my basement one time. I put the bayonet on my Mosin.
Last time I had a Mosin here, I think I was on Hank's show. I jabbed this monitor, but believe it or not, I didn't. The tip is kind of curvy and blunt, like rounded, I should say.
Yeah, well, it goes through drywall. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, I would definitely go through drywall.
Yeah, just don't tell my wife. She's never noticed.
Well done.
No. This happened back in like 2014. It's been like that for 6 years, and she never said, "Oh, what happened here?" She's never noticed it. I'll show you. Next time you come over, I'll show you. It's on the way down the stairs. I was carrying a Mosin with a bayonet on it down the stairs when I accidentally jammed my wall.
I'll tell you what's another cool airplane museum. First off, in California, there's so many very cool Air Force aircraft museums. Planes of Fame in Chino is like nutty cool. There's all sorts of really cool airplanes you get real up close to.
Yeah. Fortunately, I live in a very cool area for museums. Not just air and space museums, but museums in general.
And I'll tell you, so the other museum, and I grew up on Long Island, Cradle of Aviation Museum over, I don't even know if Nassau Coliseum's still there, but that was a cool place because if you stood at an exhibit long enough, somebody that actually worked on it would probably come up and talk to you about it. Yeah. So instead of reading the blurb about the plaque that says nearly nothing, that somebody that's into it, you could talk to a guy that was like working on it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. When I looked at the Enola Gay, I met the one of the people from the Enola Gay that was on it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was really, really cool. But they try to protesters always target it. But yeah, he was that was one of the coolest things. And I met a couple of the guys from the Red Tail
Mm-hmm.
Squadron.
So Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah.
So that's a couple years back. They had a number of Tuskegee Airmen speaking at Oshkosh, so I was there for that. That was always very cool.
Yeah.
That like Bob Hoover and Chuck Yeager were always things, and of course Burt Rutan. I would go to their talks.
Well, at the Andrews Air Force show, my wife, she was stationed at Andrews, and so she would always have to work the Air Force show. And so I would get to go in early
Oh, cool.
and walk around before. I would go with her and just like walk around. And that's how I met Chuck Liddell.
Oh, very neat.
I met Chuck Liddell twice. Once at the Andrews Air Force show, and back he was fighting in the Philippines at the first Philippines show, UFC show. Or they were promoting the UFC show in the Philippines. I don't think they were actually holding it there, but they were promoting it because UFC in the Philippines, at least back then, was free on TV. So they're doing a UFC thing, promoting it, and I just happened to go to my local mall and ran into Chuck Liddell, the Iceman. He's a scary dude, man. He paints his nails, but you're not going to talk shit about him painting his nails. He got paid to beat the hell out of people. Knock them out cold. Like the most dangerous people in the world. He was going to go knock them out. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you. This was an eclectic show today. We got to talk about the Sixth and talk about a bunch of other stuff. Sometimes it's just good to do a show like this.
Yep.
And with that, we are going to end the show. My name is John Crump. I'm from John Crump News and John Crump Live, and we have Flying Rich in the house. Flying Rich Firearms, Flying Rich _ official on YouTube, Flying Rich on YouTube as well. And Rich, do you have any final words for the people?
I think Dark is doing a show tonight, so look for DLD at his normal time, which is nobody knows when.
DLD After Dark on YouTube, and it usually goes live around 10, but usually later. It's supposed to go live at 10. It just never does.
9:30, but usually like 10:30.
9:30. Tomorrow we have Tyven. I will be on. Then I'll be cutting out for about.
We
don't?
Not that I know.
Okay, never mind. We don't have Tyven tomorrow. Okay. Well, we'll talk to you guys later. What is this? Are you in crisis? Okay. I thought somebody was putting out their phone number.
Oh,
there you go. That is good. All right, guys. Oh, we're not done yet. All right.
We're not done yet?
Yeah. Here we go.